Hello everyone, this is Eric, your teacher from DET Practice. Today, we're going to learn a small technique, how to make the most of the prompts in read and select questions to improve our fluency and buy ourselves more thinking time. Let's look at a sample question. Talk about the importance of fashion. In your opinion, why is fashion important to some people? How can clothing express a person's identity or mood? Do you believe fashion is an art form? From this, we can see that such questions usually consist of a topic sentence, the first line, plus 2 or 3 smaller questions. So how can we respond quickly and get into answering mode? First, we can start with, well, for this topic, I would like to, plus the topic sentence. For example, well, for this topic, I would like to talk about the importance of fashion. That gives us our first sentence. Next comes the part where we answer the questions. For example, we can say, for the first question plus the first sub-question to form our second sentence. For instance, for the first question, in my opinion, why is fashion important to some people? Notice here that we need to adjust the pronoun. The original question says, in your opinion. But since we are speaking in the first person, we should change it to, in my opinion. After finishing this question, we can use a transition. Move on to the next question plus the second sub-question. For example, move on to the next question. How can clothing express a person's identity or mood? Then, after answering that, we can continue with, now for the last question, plus the final sub-question. For example, now for the last question, do I believe fashion is an art form? This way, we can smoothly transition between each question. And because we are reusing many of the original words and phrases from the prompt, it reduces our pressure and gives us more time to think and form sentences. Before we show the sample answer, you can pause this video and try to answer the question yourself using the method we just explained. All right, welcome back. Here's a sample answer following our approach. Well, for this topic, I would like to talk about the importance of fashion. For the first question, in my opinion, why is fashion important to some people? I think fashion matters because it allows people to show their personality and keep up with social trends. For some, it also gives confidence when they feel they are dressed appropriately or stylishly. Move on to the next question. How can clothing express a person's identity or mood? Clothing can reflect who we are and how we feel. For example, bright colors may show happiness or energy, while darker clothes might suggest a more serious or quiet mood. In addition, traditional clothing can express cultural identity and values. Now, for the last question, do I believe fashion is an art form? Yes, I do. Fashion involves creativity, design, and expression, just like painting or music. Designers use fabrics, colors, and shapes to create something unique, and people use fashion to express themselves. So I believe it is definitely a form of art. That's all for today's DET tip. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to our channel for more exam advice and resources. And remember to visit detpractice.com to get a free 3-day VIP trial. Wishing you success in your test.